with Statistics South Africa having had officially launched the national census, there are still concerns around the lack of security for some of its field workers. Yeah, officials from StatsSA took to the streets yesterday to count members of the homeless community, but there was poor police visibility despite an announcement that StatsSA was working closely with the SAPS. Our reporter Nkosikhona Duma followed the Durban leg of last night's operation. He found the story.
Well, we are in the South Beach area of Durban. This is, of course, where StatsSA has deployed some of its field workers or enumerators as part of Census 2022. I'm stepping out of short right now to allow my colleagues to show you the process as it takes place. But one of the issues that have now started emerging is the issue of security. Well, we spoke to StatsSA officials earlier on, and they said that members of the South African Police Service will be accompanying enumerators as they're making, their way and they particularly count. We are at the deep in the Durban CBD, a place that is also associated with a lot of crime, and so safety is of course a concern. But to expand on the topic, I want to bring in Mr. Raymond Perea. There was a promise of safety and security. Are we seeing that?
We've seen no security at all. We were very clear that we didn't want police and security all over the count because that would deter people from being counted. What we had agreed was that there would be SAPS who would form a thin blue line accompanying the counters so that if anything did go wrong, we had SAPS on standby. I just thank God that the homeless guys had behaved well. There's a good bond of trust between us and the homeless guys, and nothing has gone wrong. But it so easily could have, and I am shocked that SAPS haven't stepped up to the mark.
Well, I understand that you're also in communication with your colleagues in other parts of the country. Can you tell us what you're hearing?
I'm hearing, to be honest, a very variable picture. So in some cities they seem to be more or less on track, in other cities they've barely begun. One of the reasons this has happened, we started talking to StatsSA 3.5 years ago about how we could help them with the census. 3.5 years ago. They did nothing for 3 years. They contacted us in November and said they wanted to work with us, and we said absolutely, and then they still did nothing. Most of the homeless organisations first heard from StatsSA 6 days ago.
Well, Mr. Raymond Perea, they're painting a rather bleak picture of the census as it continues. Well, we have then some questions for officials from Statistics SA, and this is a story that Newzroom Afrika will be following. We know that this particular count will be taking place over a month, and so we will be bringing you this particular story, keeping a very close eye on it. But for now, for Newzroom Afrika on channel 405, I'm Nkosikhona Duma in Durban.